Hey guys, it's Aaron from Aaron's Outdoor, and in today's video I'm on the upper Chattahoochee River and I am looking for a species of bass that I've never caught before. I really wanted to catch one last summer, but I didn't really go after them. I kind of went after some other species instead. But if you've been following along with the channel, you know that I completed the Georgia Black Bass Slam last year, which is like you have to catch at least 5 of the 10 black bass species that live in Georgia. Last year I caught 6, only 5 of them counted actually because one of them was too short. They do all have to be at least 8 inches. But today I'm going after the Chattahoochee bass, like I said. And this year I've caught 4 different black bass species so far. So I've caught largemouth, spotted bass, the red-eyed coosa bass, and shoal bass. So if I could get a Chattahoochee bass today, I would pretty much complete the Georgia Black Bass Slam. I have to get one that's 8 inches. So, you know, the main goal of today is to get a Chattahoochee bass that's at least 8 inches. These fish are really cool. They have like bright red fins. They don't get very big. I mean, I think like the max size is like maybe 10 to 12 inches or something like that. So I'm hoping I can get a Chattahoochee bass today, but if not, hopefully we can at least catch a lot of fish. There's 3 native black bass species that live here, those being the largemouth bass, the shoal bass, and the Chattahoochee bass. But there's also some non-native spotted bass that have, you know, worked their way up here from Lake Lanier. So hopefully we'll get some fish today, especially a Chattahoochee bass. And I totally forgot to mention this, but I am doing a kayak trip today. I'm just doing a solo trip. So I'm launching into the river at this one spot, and I'm just going to try to paddle up as much as I can, and I'll probably stop at different places and just start wading and casting, you know, where I can stand in the water. So that's kind of the plan for today. Ooh, I just saw a little fish. It looked like it could have been a bass. Definitely could have been a Chattahoochee bass. Looked about 7 or 8 inches. But I'm kind of occupied right now. I gotta get my kayak through these rapids. This looks like a good spot up here. Probably the best looking spot so far. I mean, it's real shallow where I am. I'm just dragging my kayak. I got it attached around my waist, and it looks like it gets real deep up here. And there's some nice current going in. Surely there's some fish in there. Hopefully I can get my first fish out of there. Wow, yeah, it gets really deep here. There's gotta be fish in this hole. Got a nice whole huge slack water section. Oh. There's a fish. First fish of the day. Might be a spotted bass. Oh, you're kidding me. Well, it definitely feels good to get the skunk out of the boat. Finally got a fish, but it is a spotted bass. They are all the way up here. I mean, I knew they were, but that kind of stinks. So, I mean, this hole looks really good. I thought, I mean, the last hole I was at was like super deep. Definitely deeper than this one. I thought I was gonna get a fish there, and I didn't, but at least I got a fish out of here. So little like 12-inch spotted bass maybe. I mean, not a bad fish, but man, I would like a Chattahoochee bass, and honestly spotted bass are probably one I would like to catch the least. Shoal bass would probably be my second favorite thing to catch. And since this is a non-native fish, I'm not going to release them. You know, they hybridize with all like 3 of the native black bass species here, so I'm just going to toss them on the bank and get my lure back in there and hopefully catch a Chattahoochee bass. Well, it is time for a midday update. I have been out here on the water for about 3 hours now, and I've kayaked all the way up to the spot I was planning to kayak up to, and it ended up being this good little like deep hole. That's where I just caught that spotted bass like 30 minutes ago or so, but I haven't really gotten any more bites out of there. I think I am going to fish it a little more. But just downstream, I found a bed with a couple fish on it. And they kind of look like sunfish, but they almost look like bass. And it looked like there was 2 of them on a bed. And typically with sunfish, you only see 1 of them on a bed. And, you know, bass, you see kind of 2 of them next to each other. So maybe those are little Chattahoochee bass. I don't know, but I'm putting on a tiny little soft plastic on a jig head. And I'm just going to see if I can catch them and find out what they are. Oh my gosh, there's a gar right there. That was like a spotted gar or something. That's a big fish. Now I'm getting flown down this current. Got a fish, there we go. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Chattahoochee bass, Chattahoochee bass, let's go. Let's go. That's why you don't give up, people. I'm actually on my way to my car. I was gonna try different areas, but look at that. Don't get away from me, buddy. I think he's 8 inches. My first ever Chattahoochee bass. And I'm filming. This is so rewarding. Like last year when I caught my first Bartram's bass ever, like I tried like 3 different places in the same day and I finally found them. This one hasn't even been as bad, but on the way up here I didn't have any like bites or anything, and all I caught was that one little spotted bass. But man, that is a beautiful fish. I mean, that looks like a pure Chattahoochee bass to me. I know some of them are hybrids, but he's got those bright red fins. That's an awesome catch. There we go. We've already got 5 black bass species for the Georgia Black Bass Slam. I just got to get 2 pictures of this guy, one of him next to a ruler and then one of me holding him. Man, all right, I'm giving this fish some water because I had him kind of on the boat for a little bit as I floated down into this branch. He's just in the net swimming around a little, but he looks so beautiful. I want to get some good pictures of this fish. Well, y'all, look at that fish. I mean, that is absolutely beautiful. I was going to say this is the most beautiful black bass species I've ever caught, and I think it definitely is. But I think it might be the most beautiful fish I've ever caught, honestly. It's just such a cool little fish. Moving my net out of the way, I had this dude in the net a ton. So I took some pictures of him. So he should be very good to go. But I mean, that is such a beautiful fish. He's about 9 inches, so like, I think that's actually like a pretty decent sized one. Because they do not get big at all. And they're small little species. Ooh, there he goes. Man, that's awesome. I'm just so glad I was able to get one of them. Even I can see him down there in the water swimming away. Because this water is just so clear up here. That's awesome. I literally see him all the way over there. Oh. No. There's a fish right there following it. I think it was a Chattahoochee bass. Why did that have to get tangled right then? Oh. Oh, there's 2 spotted bass right there. There's 2 small spotted bass in the middle of the river. I wonder if I can get them to eat something. Where did they go? Oh, I see one. Ooh, one ate it. I got him. Dude, no way. Little spotted bass. I saw him in the middle of the river. All right, this is kind of a hassle right here. I'm kind of in a predicament. I mean, I got my lure, one lure stuck. I just caught a little fish. Well, I'll take that. It is a spotted bass, so I don't want to release him. I don't know what I'll do with this guy. Well, I just got my lure unstuck, and I killed that spotted bass just, you know, for the same reason I stated earlier. It's a non-native bass species that will hybridize with these native Chattahoochee bass that are really rare. Well, this last spot didn't really work out. I was planning on fishing a creek, which I did for like a few minutes, where it like flows into the river here, but there wasn't really much access. There was just like a ton of thick brush, and I didn't really feel like going through it. I mean, I kind of tried to, but then it just got like super dense. So I ended up fishing the river for a little bit. That didn't work out either. So, I mean, I only gave this about like 45 minutes, but you know, maybe I'll have to come back to it sometime. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Overall, I think it was definitely a successful day just because I did catch Chattahoochee bass that was over 8 inches and will count towards the Georgia Black Bass Slam. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. I'll catch you all on that next video. Thanks for watching.